Joseph Bowler here this morning. Got a 2015 Ford Focus here. We're going to be putting an oil pan on it. I'm going to show you why. First, do me a favor, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget when it's over, rate the video. If you have any questions, throw them down in the comments section. And if you've already hit the subscribe button, don't forget to hit the little notification bell. That way you get notifications every time I post a new video. But here's what we've got going on. This is a 2015 Ford Focus with a 2-liter engine. And you can hopefully see this right here. They bottomed out. They hit right here and cracked the oil pan. There's a crack here, there's a crack here. Now, they did drive it after the oil pan got cracked. They didn't realize it was cracked until the lady got to work and it was leaking. Left the puddle on the ground. Thankfully, I don't think they did any engine damage. We'll know for sure once we get the pan off, but it was still leaking oil 24 hours later after it got towed in. You can still see all the oil up here. So we're going to drain it and see if we've got anything left in it. And then we're going to get to taking this oil pan off. I had to order a new one directly from Ford. They're actually not that expensive. So right here, underneath this plate is our AC compressor. And if you look on the back side, you can see the lines coming off of it. And they do go into rubber lines, so we should be able to take that loose and hang it out of the way. I got this crap dripping on me. And just as an FYI, this is one of Ford's geniuses. It's a stretch fit belt. They've gone to using stretch fit belts as opposed to tensioners on a lot of things. So those can be a little bit interesting to get on and off, but I'll run you through it. This is, I do believe, our other AC line here. Yes, it is. So before I can drop the compressor, I'm going to have to take this bolt out. That way I'll have the flex in this end of the line, and I won't risk bending this aluminum line. So we're going to take the AC compressor off, and then we'll work on getting the oil pan unbolted and dropping the oil pan down as soon as I get the oil drained. There are 4 8mm that go through the timing cover into the belt, into the oil pan. You'll have to take them out from the front. And then it's just RTV, it's an RTV gasket that holds this on. So we'll have to very carefully pop that oil pan loose. Now you're going to be very careful when you're prying on this aluminum, especially if you're not replacing the oil pan. It's not exceedingly thick and you don't want to crack it. So just take your time, work your way around. Everything down on this bottom side is actually looking like it's in pretty good shape. There's no play in any of the bearings. You can kind of see up into the cylinders up there. Hopefully you guys can see this okay. That's your oil pump pickup. You can see the drive chain for the oil pump. It's still in good shape. I don't see any excessive wear in there on the oil pump sprocket, which means the timing set's probably in good shape as well. You can see the damage down here in the oil pan. I mean, it cracked pretty good right there in the middle, and you can see the cracks spidered up from it. But I don't see any metallic debris in here. like a bearing went out. This is all from the casting process. If I rub on that, it's all stuck in the oil pan. None of it moves. So I'll leave this down because I'll probably have to use this, I guess you could call it a windage tray on this vehicle. Probably have to put that in the new oil pan when it gets here. But in the meantime, I've got to get all the old silicone. You can see all the old silicone gasket material. This pan is just siliconed on, so I've got to get all that cleaned up. Looks like I got all the gasket off now, guys, so now I'm just waiting on the new oil pan to get here. So as soon as it gets here, we'll get it siliconed up and throw it on. Alright guys, so here it is. It's finally arrived, the new oil pan directly from Ford. That is the Ford part number. Now this is for a 2 liter, so if you've got an EcoBoost or anything else, that's not the right part number. I know you're leaning sideways and I apologize. Now this vehicle does not use a gasket, it's RTV silicone. So you don't have to worry about ordering a pan gasket. Comes with a new drain plug. We will have to transfer over the, for lack of a better term, windage tray. Make sure you don't have any cardboard chunks in there. So, let's get that transferred over and then we'll get it put on. Belt, which I'd show you the part number on it, but it's no good anyway. Ford doesn't even look it up by the part number. They look it up by application. You can see how bad that thing is missing chunks, and all those little shiny spots you see in that belt are actually little bitty chunks of gravel. Now this is a stretch fit belt. There's no tensioner on it. I had to order it directly from Ford. Locally here, Ford dealer, the retail price on this belt's like a little over 10 bucks. So it ain't bad, but they have to order it in. They don't even have it in stock. So if you're going to replace the AC belt on this, on one of these vehicles, make sure you call ahead, because it'll probably be special order. I can't even get it through one of my local parts suppliers. The earliest I could get it through a parts supplier is going to be Friday. So I'm going to stick this one back on for now. That way, if the customer wants to come pick it up tonight, they can come pick it up. They can drive it for tomorrow. Worst thing that'll happen if that belt breaks is the belt's going to break. It's not going to do any damage to anything if it breaks. It's just going to fall off. It's not a serpentine belt that just goes around the crank and around the AC compressor. So it'll just it'll fall off and end up on the road somewhere, and you'll lose your AC compressor. But then once we get the new one in, if they haven't picked it up yet, I'll put it on. If they have, well, they'll just have to swing back by and we'll put it on. And I'm doing this with the AC compressor loose. That way, I've got a little slack, because these stretch fit belts can be quite the pain to get on. Look right here. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see the back of that AC belt on that pulley. You can see maybe how it's hung up to one side. I'm going to have to rotate the crank in reverse, and that should run it onto the pulley. So, put my socket up here on the crank pulley. Oop, there we go. We're going to make sure it drops down on the other side. Yep, now you can see it's down in the pulley on the air conditioner. So that's where we want it. All my plug-ins are plugged in. My bolts are all in and tight. We're going to go ahead and stick a new oil filter on here, and then we'll fill it up with oil. Check and make sure we don't have any leaks. This little engine takes 4.5 quarts of 520. Alright guys, as you can see, belt staying on. Don't see anything leaking. I already checked the drain plug, make sure it was tight. We're going to let her down. We're going to call her done until we get the new belt in. Hey guys, that's all there is to it to get an oil pan on a Ford Focus with a 2-liter in it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to rate it. Like I said at the beginning, if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. If you have, click the notification bell, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Don't forget, get out there and get your hands dirty. You might have a little bit of fun doing it, guys.